हरि ओम् नमः सर्वेभ्यः अद्वैतचिन्तनवर्गे सर्वेषां स्वागतम्। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्यासम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणचक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्म उपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत्। अनिराकरणमस्तु न निराकरणं मे अस्तु। तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. So we have seen the Kenopanishad Prathama Kanda, Dvitiya Kanda, where the truth or the absolute philosophy has been explained without mincing any words. And it is pure nectar of knowledge with which any apt person can realize the true nature of one's own self. Vidita avididabhyam. It is beyond the known and the unknown, and also Vijnadam Avijanatam Avijanatam Vijnata. You see, there are two ways in which it has to be. They both has to resolve into the realization of the self which is there. Here we have to understand that all the indriya through which we acquire knowledge, that is called direct perception or pramana janya. Pramana means means of knowledge. Here the means of knowledge is indriya. So indriya janya jnanam. Here indriya you have to take not only the what you call the external sense organs, but also the internal organ antakaranam, which is the part which we call it as manobuddhi ahankara chitta. So all those things are giving us knowledge. So they all fall under the category viditam, means known through these means of perception. Aviditam, what is unknown is which is not in the realm of these things. But at the same time, we have a knowledge of ignorance of things which we do not know, but we may not know the specifics of it. So all those things put together comes under the ignorance, what we call it as the ignorance. Avididam means what is not known. So if you look at this way, these are the only two methods in which we have any idea what is known or what is knowledge or what is a object. But when the Upanishad says it is beyond the known and the unknown, it is very difficult for anybody to comprehend what does the Upanishad indicate to us. It is very difficult for people with ordinary approach to life or knowledge, those who are not having the what you call extra power to analytical thinking, they will be only given the knowledge, they will be given only to the capacity to know through their sense organs, including the Antakarana. They will not be in a position to know beyond that. So here, the Upanishads, having understood this particular, what you call shortcoming, or what you call it as the limitations of the human mind or human understanding, to reach up to the Atma Tattva or Brahma, it has to now deliver the same thing through the means of what it is called is a story. Akhyayika is the word used by Shankaracharya. That Akhyayika means a narrative or a story where devas are standing as the power behind each of the sense organs, like the eyes, ears, nose, touch, smell. All those things have got a respective devata prescribed or proscribed in the Upanishads or even in the Shastras. So using those devas as the characters in the story, the Upanishad is bringing a story for us to understand, if you have not understood from the part 1 and part 2 of the Brahma Tattva. So here the story is, before I enter into the explanation and all, I have to tell that this story is about a event have happened after the victory of the devas over the asuras. Now here devas are represented by Agni, Vayu, etc., and Indra also, and asuras are that who had very high ego and feeling of they have the potency in themselves to have everything. So the fight between devas and asuras are an ever-growing story in the mythology as well as in these ancient texts in Indian mythology as well as in the Vedas. The devas are supposed to be the sattvika amsha or the purer amsha of the human aspect, and asura are the negative aspects of the human amsha. And they are represented as the powers residing in the what you call realms, which is not transactional level. So what we have to understand here is that the story, even though may appear to be a mythological story in the Upanishad, we have to take the philosophical import of that story, where the winning over of each indriya for comprehending the world outside and knowing the truth without getting diluted or waylaid by the attractions of the objects, by the nama rupa of it, which is represented as the asuras here, because they are taken away from the direction of knowing. When we know an object, we are supposed to be knowing the object with sarvam khalu idam brahma, or everything is that sat only. But what happens is that when the indriyas are perceiving, or when the sense organs are perceiving the object, there is a component of the object which is camouflaging or concealing the true nature of the object, because of which we get to know only the adjectives of it, which can be good, bad or ugly, likes or dislikes or whatever may be it. But we never know that Vasudeva Sarvamiti. All of them is nothing but the same truth. So that aspect in the objects are the one which are the asuras here. And the Indriyas, which are now having the support of Atma, Brahman, Antaratma, because of which it is functioning. Because if you remember, the whole Upanishad started with Keneshitam padati prekshitam mana kena prana pratama preti yuktaha keneshitam vachamimam vadanti chakshushrotram kahu devo yunakti. So devo yunakti, there is a deva which is behind the. So therefore, that to indicate the deva, the Guru answered that Shrotrasya Shrotam Manaso Mano Yat Vajoha Vacham Sahu Pranasya Prana Chakshusha Chakshu Adimuchya Dhiraya Pretya Asmat Lokat Amrita Bhavanti. So here, that aspect which is explained in that one is that Pretya Asmat Lokat. Now Asmat Lokat, in this world, from this world, having Pretya means having moved out of or abandoned. Amrita Bhavanti, he becomes immortal. So here this word Pretya Asmat Lokat Amrita Bhavanti has to be understood that Loka here is standing for the objects with the Asuric and Sattvic aspect of it. By definition, the object itself is Sat only, Brahma only. But when you do not see the Sat, you see the Asat aspect of it, which is called the Asuric aspect. So what happened is that the camouflaging or the covering of the objects with the adjectives of Nama, Rupa and the adjectives of it is what we see as the Loka. We don't see the reality of the Loka. So Pretya Asmat Lokat, when it is being said that one who moves out of the distorted vision of the objects in the world and who realizes beyond the distortions and the camouflages, there is the reality hidden in it, which is beyond the known and the unknown. Such a person, Amrita Bhavanti, he becomes immortal. To drive in this point, what happens is that we get to know that there is this aspect of what is called the Devasura Yuddham, means the constant clash between the knowledge, wanting to know the truth of the objects, and the camouflaging or the distortions in the object, taking away the direction of this interest of the knowledge to know the truth to the adjectives of the Nama, Rupa and the qualities of it. This is the fight between the Deva and Asura. Now, the story starts with a situation where a person has realized that knowledge, or he has been able to, by meditation or by upasana, this is a upasana kanta, basically third and fourth are upasana kanta. Through methods of contemplation and meditation, he has been able to successfully see through the covering or the camouflage of the objects to know the truth. But yet, he has not seen that in himself. That is the time when this story is now being presented to us, where the Devas, having thought that they have understood the reality by the nature of the reality, they thought that they have won over the avidya or maya, or the illusion which is not making them understand the reality, takes the pride in themselves. This pride aspect is the hindrance in knowing that Tad Tvamasi or Aham Brahmasmi. The non-differential nature of every object in the world is the truth, and even though the names and forms are multiple in nature, Vajarambanam Vikaro Namadeyam. So all the names and forms are but only for distraction for it, but Satyameva, Ekameva Satyam, that Sadeva Saumya Idamagra Asid. That statement in the Chandogya Upanishad. This is also part of the same Samaveda only, Brahmana. So the reference is very much important here also. So that aspect, that even though intellectually we have understood the truth, the knowledge to shine within ourselves as a reality, there is a hindrance. And that hindrance is the individuality feeling or aham bhava. See, there are two aspects of it. One is ahankara, one is aham bhava. So Sanskrit words, these two Sanskrit words, what does it mean? Aham karoti iti ahankara. I am the doer, I am the kartrutva, bhoktrutva, etc. All those things, that the doership, enjoyership, everything, when a person is asserting and himself, it is called ahankara. What is aham bhava? Aham bhava is that aspect which springs up the moment we wake up from our deep sleep. Aham asmi, tatra bhu dhatu bhava is bhavati. Here also, aham asmi, I am, is the first feeling which comes when we wake up from our deep sleep. That aspect of I amness, when the first thought comes, even before we say that I have woken up or I am seeing the world or this thing, there is the I which is coming up as the first thought. That is what is called the aham bhava, not the ahankara. After the aham bhava comes, he says that I am seeing, I am touching, I am feeling, all those things are ahankara. But before ahankara, the aham in its purity form is called aham bhava. Aham asmi is the better way of explaining that I am is the feeling there. So when that sense organs have understood during contemplation and the meditation that all those things are covered by name and form, vacharambanam vikaro namadeyam, and the truth is that like all the gold ornaments are nothing but gold, all things made of mud is nothing but mud, all the forms of water which we see in the world, nothing but water. Same way, all the names and forms which are appearing are delusions or imaginations created by the mind. There is a sat behind them. This knowledge has won over the asuras. But that has not become that I am also an object in the world. Therefore, this aham bhava, which is stopping me in realizing my own nature, now need to be nipped or destroyed. To destroy that, it is not easy for Upanishad also to tell it how to do it. So the best way the Upanishad found here is that even though the Upanishad, the Acharya Shankara says it's a mandabuddhina, for the dull-witted people is this story is all about. But I feel that we are all dull-witted people when we don't realize who we are. So having understood the part 1 and 2 doesn't make us, Pandita or Brahmajnanis. No. Unless we know how to drop that ego aspect of ours to know our true nature. With this as a preamble, we will enter the part 3, Tritiya Khanda, where the first mantra says, Brahmaha devebhyo vijikye tasyaha brahmano vijaye deva amahiyanta ta aikshanta Asmakam evayam vijayo asmakam evayam mahima iti. Now, Brahma, it is well known that Brahma achieved Vijay. It is the one which the victory. The knowledge of the objects took place because of the consciousness or the awareness. Devebhya, for the sense organs. Devebhya means here for the gods. Tasyaha Vijayaha is known that the victory should be for the Brahma. Brahmana Vijaya, in the victory of Brahma. But what happens? Devaha Amahiyanta. They felt, these sense organs, including the mind, felt, we have done the succeeded in knowing the truth. Smalti, they Aikshanta, they viewed like that. What they thought that Asmagam evam eva ayam vijaya. This victory is because intellectually I have not known. I have Asmagam vijaya. Asmagam eva ayam mahima iti. This victory and this glory or greatness is because I have a very powerful intellect and sense organs with which I could do the analysis of the world. Which the Mundaka Upanishad says, Parikshilokan karmajitan brahmanam nirvedamaya nastya kritakritena. That knowledge has not happened. Akritaha kritena na sakatapi sambhavati. The one which cannot be a product or produced from a cause. How can it be a result of an action? This knowledge, when it is happened, that is the time sa gurumeva vigacche shrotriyam samitpanim brahmanishtam. Only when such a thing happens, they go to the guru, who is a brahmanishta and shrotriya, with the proper methodology. Here, what they thought is that, having heard shrotrasya shrotram, manaso manoyat, vachoha vacham, pranasya prana, manoho, all those things, that they started contemplating on that and thought that, yes, what I know through these things, I am the one who is knowing. But the I am the one who is knowing is not known. The knowledge about the knower never happened. Because even in the first part and second part, it only indicated, saying that vidita vididabhyam. It is beyond the known and the unknown. But he did not say this is that. Because it's not possible. Therefore, the Upanishad has given that complete knowledge. At the same time, this, by touching on an object or touching on some aspect or giving a specific qualification for Brahma, it is not possible even for the Upanishads to mention what is Brahma. So it is always indicative words with which they explain and direct us towards understanding what is our true nature. A lot of contemplative words are there in the Brihadaranya Upanishad also. So, Vijñādor Vijñāde Viparilopo na Vidyate Avinashitvat. See, these are all the type of statements which are being used in the Brihadaranya Upanishad. The knower can never be known. Atma Shraya Dosham. Because the moment you think that I know myself, we cannot say that I know myself as an object. No. Do I know myself as the knower? Then I am separate. I am seeing myself as a knower. That is also different. So whichever way we say that, there is a lacuna or a shortfall in describing our own true self. To that, when we do not know that, we will have a false feeling that, yes, I understood it. I know it. I had a glimpse of it. or I know that what it is like. All those type of thoughts are what it is now here referred as the false ego by the Deva, thinking asmakam evam ayam vijayaha, asmakam evam ayam mahima. This victory is ours, and this greatness or mahima, glory is ours, is the way in which they reacted. Right? So we have to understand that here when we say that Brahmaha Devebhyaha Vijikye Avijnadam Vijanadam Vijnadam Avijanatam. In the second section, third mantra, we heard that Ityadi Shravanat Yadasti Tad Vijnadam Pramanaihi Yan Nasti Tad Avijnadam Shashavishana Kalpam Atyandam Eva Asadridam. Now, Bhashyakara says that the Upanishad starts, the third pada starts with Brahmaha Devebhyo Vijikye. Brahma is the one who has done the victory for the Devebhya. But in the second chapter, when it mentioned that Avijnadam Vijanadam Vijnadam Avijanatam Ityadi Shravanat Yadasti Tat Vijnadam Pramanaihi Vijnadam. So, through Pramana means for the means of direct perception, Yad Vijnadam Tad asti, that is there. Yat nasti, tad avijnadam. What is not there, that is unknown. Example is Sasha Vishana Kalpam, like the horns of the hare. Atyandam eva adrishtam. It cannot never be existing. That is only what is called asat or no, yad nasti. Tadidam Brahma Vijnatavat Vijnatatvat Asadeva Idi Mandabuddhinam Vyamohaha Ma Bhut Idi Tadartam Iyam Akyayika Arabhyate. Tada Idam. Therefore here Brahma Avijnat Brahma Vijnatatvat Asadeva. By knowing that Asadeva, that Brahma is Avijnadatva, because it cannot be known. Vijnadam, Avijanadam, Avijnadam, Vijanadam is there. Therefore, Brahma is never will be known. Asadeva, therefore it is Asad. Idi Mandabuddhina Vyamohaha. For the dull-witted or the dull-minded people, there will be a delusion that it can never be known. Ma bhut, such that Vyamoha, that delusion should not happen. Idi tadartam iyam akyayika arabhyate. To ward off such a conclusion being arrived that Brahma can be never known, I can never know my true nature, is the way in which can result in the Vyamoha. If we say that Vijnadam Avijnadam Vijanadam Vijnanam Avijanatam. So both Pramanaihi with Vijnadam, Yat Nasti Tad Avijnadam, Tad Brahma Avijnadatvat Asadeva. Therefore, Sat Nasti Asat. So the Brahma can never be known. Therefore the Akyayika, the story is being narrated. Tadeva hi Brahma Sarva Prakarena Prashastri Devanam Abhi Paro Deva. Tada iva he Brahma Sarva Prakarena, by all means Devanam Prashastrit. He is the one who is directing Devanam. Api Paro Deva. So it is not in the Devas, but it is a Paradeva, which is because he is Sarva Prakarena Prashastrit. So here whenever we say Deva, keep it in mind, we are talking about the Devas of the Indriyas, including the Mana. Okay. So the one which is controller for all the Deva, he is Brahma is Paro Deva. Ishwaranam api Parameshwara. He is among the Ishwaras, Aishwaryavantaha, Ishwaraha. From there, among them, he is a Parameshwara, he is a supreme Ishvara. Therefore, Durvitneyaha, he cannot be known, because Ishvara himself is not known. So what to talk about Parameshwara? Devanam Jaya Hetu, Asuranam Parajaya Hetu. That Brahma is the reason because of which the Devas have the victory and Asura faced the defeat. Tat kadam na asti ityetat asya arthasya anukulani hi uttarani vachamsi drishyante. Tat kadam na asti ityetat. That Brahma asat eva iti asti na. Tat kadam na asti. It is not an entity if it is being confused. Tasya arthasya anukulani hi uttarani vajamsi drishyante. To that words which are the story, the words are supporting towards that with which there is that entity. It is not a mithya kalpana, or there is not a asat which is Brahma. So therefore these words which are vajamsi drishyante, through the words in the base of dialogue, it is being shown. Athava Brahma Vidyaya stuyate. Otherwise we can think that it is a glory being exalted by Brahma Vidya, through Brahma Vidya. Katam, how? Brahma Vijnanad hi agnadehe devanam shreshtatvam jagmuhu. Gamadadu. Brahma Vijnanad hi, it is by the knowledge of Brahma, Agnadi Devataha. All the devas are starting from Agni, because the first character which is going is Agni. Devanam Shreshtatvam Jagmuhu. Devanam Shreshtatvam is the main part of it here. That thing which makes, with which a deva is Devanam Shreshtatvam. Now, that Shreshtatvam, how do you understand the Shreshtatvam? For example, the cowness in a cow. What is that cowness in a cow cannot be pinpointed to any aspect of the cow. Neither the shape, nor the milk, nor the 4 legs, or the horn, or the sasana, or the dewlap, or nothing independently you cannot say that is the cowness. Even the physical entire cow presented together, you cannot see the cowness in the cow. What you are seeing is the cow. But there is something which makes it uniquely different, with which we say that the cowness which you see in one cow is present in another cow also. This is called the Shreshtatvam, or the Vishesha Guna, or the special attribute present in every object, because of which the object is qualified as a special object. Here also, Devanam Shreshtatvam Jagmuhu Kena Brahma Vijnanat. That knowledge of Brahma is the reason why now the objects, the devas, which are Dyotanavan, which is projecting Chakshushat Chakshu. So where we heard that Chakshushat Chakshu is that Devanam Deva, Shreshtatva, because of which that is Brahma Vijnanat. Tataha api Atitaram Indra iti. Now Indra, as the king of the devas, also is into that. In this Shreshtatvam is that. Athava Durvitneyam Brahmetyetat Pradarsyate अथवा दुर्विज्ञेयं ब्रह्म इत्येतत् प्रदर्श्यते. Without that, Brahma is durvigneyam. Why? We cannot objectify Brahma. Through the cowness, when we experience something, we feel that there is something called cowness in nothing, or a humanness, human nature, or any object we have the aspect of it. But that directly we cannot perceive it. But it is not that it is present only in one. It is one thing which is present in every atom. Therefore, you cannot say it is the cowness or the humanness or anything like that individually. No. For that to be exhibited in an object, there is a consciousness awareness which is called Brahma Vijnana. That is Durvijneyam. That cannot be directly perceived or known. No. Yena Ajnadayaha Aditejasaha api Kleshena eva Brahma Viditavantaha. Yena, because of which Agnyadi Devataha, Agni, Vayu, Ityadi, Aditejasaha, they have got extremely powerful capacity because they are Jyotanavan, they are Devas, they were only. But Kleshena eva, due to lot of difficulty only, they Brahma Viditavantaha, they understood what is Brahma. Tataha Indro Devanam Ishvaraha Appisan iti. Even for Indra, which is the king of the Devas, Ishvaranam Amshaha asti. Devanam Ishvara. He is the controller or the ruler of the Devas. Even for him, it is Kleshena eva. Vakshyamana Upanishad Vidiparam va Sarvam. Brahma Vidya Vyatirekena Praninam Kartrutva Bhoktattvadi Abhimanaha Mithya Ityetat Darshanartham Va Akhyayika. Vakshyamana Upanishad Vidiparam Va Sarvam. All those things are by understanding the way in which it has been explained, Vakshyamana. And Brahma Vidya Vyatirekena, without the Brahma Vidya, Praninam, for every creature, Kartrutva Bhoktruttvadi Abhimanaha, the ego, Abhimanaha, due to the Kartrutva Bhoktrutva, Ahankara, Pranina Ahankara, Mithya Ityetat Darshanartham, it is delusion, because as the Prani, we have very little potency to do anything. If that part principle of Deva, that Brahma or Atma is not pulsating in through this sense organs, neither can the eyes see, nor can the ear hear. So, Shrotrasya Shrotram, Manaso Manoyat, Vachoha Vacham, Sahu Pranasya Prana, all of them becomes important if that Brahma is not there. Therefore, Abhimana, Kartrutvam, I am seeing, I am enjoying. All these Abhimana or the ego, which the individual, which we, the Pranina, all those living beings are maintaining in them, Mithyatyeda Darshanartham Va Achyayika, to show that this is the foolishness with which we feel that I am the Karta, I am the Bhokta. You are not doing anything. Really speaking, we are only instruments which function only when the Brahma or Atma Tattvam is present inside through the body or through the Indriyas or through the mind or through the things. Therefore, we should not be having the doership, enjoyership as a falsified ego to say that I did. So here exactly is where that willpower, free will, etc. The question is answered here. It is not possible even to have a free will. If to have a free will, there should be a power to willify, or that will to come into existence. There should be a power behind it. We do not take into consideration those powers. Therefore, say free will is there. I can do whatever I want. Kartum, agartum, anyadava kartum. All these options are there with me. But what is it to do or not to do, or to do in a different way, is my free will, with which I can do things. But if there is no Atma Brahma in the prani, can anything function there? This is being forgotten. Therefore, these abhimana, these egoistic thinking which we have, is mithya ityetat darshanartham, to show that they are all due to delusion of not knowing who or what your real nature is. That iti yada devanam jayadhyabhimanaha tadvat iti. Even for the sense organs, or the devas, or the vayu, agni ityadi devanam api, even for them, this abhimana, this ego or the ahankara is similar in nature. They think that because of I am, that this is what happening. Brahma yadokta lakshanam parambha khila devebhyaha arthaya vijigye jayam labdavat devanam asuranam cha sangrame asuran jitva jagadarādīn ईश्वर सर्वभूत सर्वभेतृन् देवेभ्यः जयं तत्फलं च प्रयच्छ जगतः स्थेम्ने इति. अत्र यदा यथोक्तलक्षणं परं किल देवेभ्यः. Now the uktalakshanam, the Brahma uktalakshanam, the way in which it has been explained in the part 1 and 2, paramha khilebhya arthaya vijikye, to show that victory has been won for the devas because of that Brahma with the ukta lakshanam, all those lakshanam. Jayam lagdavat devanam asuranam cha sangrame. Jabdab lagdavat, jayam lagdavan iti. The victory was attained by devanam asuranam cha sangrame, in the clash between the deva and asuran. Asuran jitva jagatarādīn Ishvara setur betrun devebhyaha jayam tat phalam. Now here asuran jitva devebhya jayam, having defeated the asura, the victory went into the devas. What type of the asuran? Ishvara setu bedrun, the link between the Ishvara and the instruments. Jagata Adin, Jagata Rati, Jagata Rati. It means those who through the enjoyment of the Jagat. That Rati is the Dhatu there. So Ishvara Setur Bodhan. If that there is no link between the Brahma through the sense organs, the world cannot be perceived or enjoyed. But there is a false feeling that I am the one which is enjoying. That is the Asuranitra. So Devesh, the Ishvara Setu Bhratun, that Veda Bhrata Setu, Ishvara Ishvarasya Setu, the link between the Ishvara and the body or the Devas, Betran, one who is that one which which has cutting off that. Jitva, having won over that is how the Devebhya Jayam Tat Phalam Cha Prayachata. tat prayachat jagatah. So, by the victory for the devas were won by making clear the link between the Atma or the Brahma and the world outside, which is being perceived. Tasyaha kila brahmano vijaye deva agnyatayaha. This is here that even though the Vijaya was for the victory was by the Brahma, Agnyadayaha, Agnyadi Devataha, all these Devatas, Agni, etc., Amahiyanta, Mahimanam, Praptavantaha. They, Amahiyanta means Mahimanam, Praptavantaha. They thought that the greatness is theirs. Sorry. Amahiyan, Praptavantaha. Tada, Atma Samstasya, Pratyagatmana, Ishwarasya, Sarvajnasya, सर्वक्रियाफल संयोजयितुः प्राणिनां सर्वशक्तेः जगतः स्थितिं चकीर्षोः अयं जयः महिमा चेत् यज्ञानन्तः ते देवाः ऐक्षन्त ईक्षितवन्तः तत्र तदा आत्मसंस्थस्य प्रत्यगात्मनः ईश्वरस्य सर्वज्ञस्य Atma-samstasya, having present in the Atma, as in the individual, in the Pratyagatmana Rupena, on the name, in the form of Pratyagatma, the direct Atma or the knowledge of one's own self, by whom Ishwarasya, the Ishvara is present in each one of us. That is the Pratyagatma. And Sarvajnasya, the Ishvara is a Sarvajna. Sarva Kriya Phala Samyojitu. He is the one who is mixing Kriya and Phala. We do the activity thinking that we have the control over the result. But many a times what we do not end up in the result. If we know the result can be achieved by an action, why is it that we are not able to always succeed? Some people succeed, some people lose it, even though they are able to do it in the same way as others, because Ishwarasya Sarvajnasya Sarva Kriya Phala Samyojitu. He is the one which is linking between the action and the result. Praninam Sarva Shaktehe Jagataha Sthitim Chigirshe Ayam Jaya Mahima Chet. Praninam Sarvashaktehe Jagataha Sthitim. For the pranis, this Sarvashaktiman, Ishvaraha, Jagataha Sthitim Chikirshe, Ayam Jayaha Mahima Chet, Yajananta. This victory is actually for that Sarveshwara. Te Deva Aikshanta Ikshitavantaha, but the Devas thought Aikshante or Ikshitavanta, they thought that it is there. Agnade Swarupa Parichinna Atmakrita Asmakam Eva Ayam Vijayaha. Here is a very important part of it. Agnyadi Swarupa Parichinna. Agnyadi Deva. Parichinna means having limited by the expressions of the Agni, etc. Swarupa, etc. Atmakrita Asmakam Eva Vijayaha. Therefore, you think that we think that this victory is ours because I have done the activity, I have done the war, I have won the victory over it, or I knew that now knowledge what has been taught by the first and second kanda. So therefore, there is a feeling that I am the one who has meditated upon or contemplated upon Shravana Manana Nididhyasana, all that done, and I have got the Atma Jnanam Ijaha. Asmakam eva ayam mahima. the victory is for us and the greatness is for us. Agnihi Vayuhu Indratwadi Lakshanaha Jaya Phalabhutaha Asmabihi Anubhuyate. So this here, sticking to the story, Acharya says that Agni, Vayu, Indra, all of them have the same feeling that Asmakam Evam I am Vijayaha. This victory is for us because we have fought the Asuras and won over that. Na Asmat Pratyegatma Bhuta Ishvara Krita Iti. They never knew, they never even thought in their own mind at any point of time, all this we could do it because of the Atma, Pratyegatma, which is residing in us. Ishvara Krita is by the Brahma or Atma, Pratyegatma residing in us, the presence of which make us do things, and the result, linking of the result and the action is not by us, it is that Ishvara, Sarvatnyaha, Ishvara, he is the one who is connecting between. So the victory is actually to the Brahma, Brahmana eva Jayaha, not individuality. This is needed to be dawned upon the Devas to make them understand that this false ego thinking that I have won the victory and the victory is ours. To remove that false ego, the story is being now told in the Upanishad. Now the story is starting with the Tat ha esham vijayau vijajñau tebhyaha pradurbhuva tat na vijanataha kimidam yakshamiti. When they are all sitting and enjoying and relishing and claiming that we have won the war against Asura and all, that time pradurbhuva, there appeared something. They call it as yaksham here. Yaksham means actually is a term used for multiple things, but here you should say a splendor of light. It is not the fire type of a light, but a splendor which is pleasing, at the same time not knowing what is that from which this light is coming. Vyajanataha, avyajanata is, they never knew. Kimidam yaksamiti, what is this yaksha? So now that Brahman, Vijatnyau, it is came to know that Esham, the arrogance of these gods, Tebhyaha, for them, Pradurbhuva, manifested or appeared in front of that Brahman itself, Nav Avyajanata, they did not know what is that appearance, that there is Brahma has appeared in the form of a Yaksha, and they did not know what it is. Kim idam yakshamiti, what is the Yaksha, what is this splendid being, the inspiring being there, what we do not know, is the way in which the story is starting. Evam mithyabhimana ikshanavatam tad ha khila esham mithya ikshanam vijajñau vijajñata brahma. Mithyabhimana ikshanavata, they are all now deluded by the false ego they are having. Tat kila esham mithya ikshanam, therefore their understanding also was delusionary in nature. Therefore they did not know what this Brahma is, because they were covered by that ego or the ahamkara, that we have done the victory over the Asuras. That is the camouflage, or that is the blind they had, because of which they, even though Brahma was seen in the objects, they did not understand it. Here is the exact this meaning of mithya bhimanam. We all have this mithya bhimanam that we are the one which is I know this, I can do this, I know how to get a result. All those type of thoughts which we are running in our mind is the mithya bhimanam. Because first and foremost, what we are thinking we know is only the name and form, the adjectives. We do not know the objects in their reality. Because of this delusion which is presiding in us, even though Brahma, Atma, Pratyagatma Vishaya is present in every atom of the creation, we do not see it. Where the Pratibodha Viditam Matam Amrutathi Vidyate, that mantra says that. It is there in every bodha. Every experience of ours, it is that one which is being experienced. But we experience it as name and form. If that Sat aspect or the existence aspect is not there in anything, we will not be having experience at all. Therefore, we are deluded by the Mithya Jnanam. Therefore, we do not see the reality, we see only the Nama Rupa. Sarva Ikshitrihi tat sarvabhuta karana pratyayatratvat devanam cha Mithya Jnanam upalabhya ma eva asuravat devaha mityabhimanat para abhaveyuhu mityajnanat para bhaveyuhu iti tadu anukampaya devan mityabhimanana apanodanena अनुगृह्णीयामिति तेभ्यः देवेभ्यः किल अर्थाय प्रादुर्भावः स्वयोगमहात्म्य निर्मितेन इत्याद्भूतेन विस्मावनीयेन रूपेण देवानाम् इंद्रिय अगोचरे प्रादुर्भव. So it's a big sentence. Sarva Ikshitra, the seer of everything, he, that is Brahma, he, tat sarvabhuta karana prayoktritvad. It's sarvabhuta karana prayoktritvad. It is the one which is the karana prayoktritvad. It is the cause for sarvabhuta karana prayoktritvad. Devanam cha, including the deva, mityajnana upalabhya. By the mityajnanam, depending upon that, ma eva asurat vedaha, deva. The victory was on the asuras are my own. Mityabhimanat parabhaveyuhu. That mityabhimanam, that false ego, because of I have won the war on the asuras, is the status of the devas. Iti tat anukampaya, because of the merciful nature of the Brahma, devan mityabhimanopadanena anugrihniya iti. Due to the ignorance which is covering the knowledge, therefore anugriniyam iti, they are not able to apprehend even the swarupa of the truth. Tebhya devebhyaha ha khila arthaya pradurbhuva in front, for showing with the mercy they wanted to teach, the Brahma wanted to teach the devas the truth that do not have the false ego, that you have won the war, that to show them and to help to know, make them understand that he appeared how Swayoga Mahatmya Nirmitena Yad Bhutena. It appeared as a Bhuta or a Yaksha, Nirmita, created by what? Swayoga Mahatmya. The nature of Brahma to create anything, it is his own Mahatmya. It is his own glory that he can become anything. Therefore, with that he created this Atyanta Adbhutena, Vismapaniyena Rupena. The in what you call apprehensible nature of the Rupa. The Yajna cannot be Navijaniti. They did not know what is the splendor, the light, what is the Kimidam Yaksha iti. That is the way in which the Yaksha appeared. They could not know what is the nature. Because Yoga Mahatmyena Nirmida Bhutena. That Brahma has become that, has created that form of splendor and pleasing, but at the same time it is a splendor or a light which is so bright they could not know what is shining behind that, or what is the shine or what is the light emanating from. They could not know it. Therefore they could not vismapyenena rupena devahanam indriya agochare. Even through the sense organs of the devas, they could not find out that pradur bahuva pradur bhutavat, as if he has been created. See, pradur bhutavat iti asti. He has not really created anything separated, but he appeared. Tat pradur bhutam brahma na vyajanataha naiva vijatadavantaha devaha kimidam yaksham pujyam mahatbhutamidi. Tat pradur bhutam brahma, that Brahma which appeared in that form, na vijanataha naiva vijanantavantaha. They never could understand what it is. Kimidam yaksham pujyam mahatbhutamidi. This glorifiable light and the splendor, because they are by nature devas. So they know what is to be pujaniya, what is not pujaniya. They knew that this is something extraordinary and something which need to be glorified. But how do we glorify it? We do not know how to glorify it. Katam pujaniyam, kimitam, what is this? They were not knowing, at the same time knew that this is not an ordinary appearance which is being seen. So for a moment they were all stunned, or they became numb because of the ego became numb. They were not even glorifying their own victory. They were all dumbfounded as to what should be done. How do we glorify this which is appearing in front of us? Is the way in which the story is beginning. This story will continue in the 3rd and the 4th chapter, and till the end we will not know what it is in the name. What is that Ruma? Even though the Acharya Shankara has given us Brahma Eva, it is the Brahma only which has appeared as in the form of a Yaksha. But if you reading only the Upanishad mantra, only toward the end of the Upanishad mantra we will know what it is, the reality of the appearance. Okay, we'll stop here. Next week we will continue. Any questions?
न महोदय.
अस्तु. ॐ पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. हरि ओम. श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः. हरि ओम. थैंक यू. धन्यवाद.